I want to know what it was like for you growing up. Where are you from? Whether it's your nationality, where you grew up. Like, take it away.
Well, I grew up in West London. Mainly, I wouldn't say I came from a fashion background, but in a way I kind of did. Like, my grandma was a dressmaker. My mum can make clothes, like dresses and stuff.
Wait, what country you from?
Ghana.
Yeah.
You know, we're from
Come
Ghana.
on, Black Stars, bro.
Ghana, man. We just didn't do well in the African combo.
Hey, we'll leave that cover for another day still.
We're here, but we're still going. Yeah, so mainly growing up, obviously I enjoyed playing football. I was playing football. That was the dream, like every kid's dream. Unfortunately, we don't make it.
Knee injury, yeah?
No, I did actually break my ankle in year 11, but I'm not going to use that as an
Wait, did you play at a good level, yeah?
Just okay.
Okay.
I'm not no top pro or nothing like that.
Okay, cool.
You know what I'm trying to say? But yeah, I've got a bit of footwork. So yeah, so we did that. I've always kind of been into music as well. Like in secondary school, I was playing the piano and stuff. I took that as a GCSE as well. So I did enjoy doing music. But as times went on, obviously I kind of stuck with playing football, going to the college scheme, doing, what did I study in college? You know, that the BTEC sport thing, level 3. Then obviously that took me to university. So then I went uni, but I dropped out. Only went there for a year, and I just realized in that transition that this ain't for me, innit? And obviously in that time period or so, I met someone who was an entrepreneur who had basically, well, they didn't have a brand, but they had their whole business was a brand. So they looked after footballers. They had footballers underneath their brand. They had music artists, boxers, like an entertainment company sort of thing. And then being around that and working in that environment made me learn how to network, connect with people, be more of a people's person. And then from there, that kind of opened my eyes and think, yeah, why not have that? So even I was thinking about that more than thinking about the clothes, even though I still like clothes. And then...
Yeah, you know what, Botchh, let me cut you actually. Let's go back a bit even more. So remember you were saying your mum, grandma, dressmaker.
Yeah.
Like, at that point, did you remember, I don't know, caring about fashion or anything like that? Or did you just see them doing that as just a job? You didn't really understand like what was special about it?
I've seen it all my life, like growing up, because my grandma, seen the size patterns, the mannequins, all of that. But obviously I'm not processing it. I'm just a little kid just seeing it. But back in Ghana, my grandma had a shop where she was a dressmaker. So people used to come and she used to take their measurements, do the dresses, sell it. That was her thing. Obviously from that, my mum knows how to do that. So that's how like everyone kind of in my family, they all know how to make clothes. They're all very hands-on. I'm the only one that's not hands-on when it comes to clothes. But yeah, so that's how it literally all started. I've seen all of the patterns, everything from young, but it just wasn't in like my world. I just seen it growing up.
Yeah, it was almost like second nature. It was just a part of you without you necessarily realizing until you started to use it.
Yeah, literally. That was literally that. So it's crazy how I'm now doing fashion. Right? I would never thought like, let's say 10 years ago I'll be doing fashion.
Yeah. So fast forward to the point where you met the person that you said had, I don't know, like a brand that looked after people XYZ. And at that point you said you wanted to almost have something similar.
Yeah.
Why a fashion thing?
Do you know what it was? That was kind of like the first thing that came to my mind that was realistic. Because his thing was, he's looking after players. Yeah, I knew loads of footballers and things like that, but I didn't have that credit in terms of that to be taken on a player and be managing all of these people. Where's my experience? So obviously for me, I think when it got to that 2017, did kind of lead a path where it's not for everyone, but obviously that made me realize I need to now get on something proper and fix myself up. And then that's when the brand came to mind, didn't it? So that's how literally I got to that point.
Do you know what? You said that was really interesting, yeah? You said fashion seemed realistic.
Yeah.
I find that fascinating because did it, like, how can I put this? Like, what kind of made you deep that you could kind of have a fashion brand? Because let's say back then in 2017, especially where we're from, it's only really Trapstar that kind of like was there to kind of show us that, yo, fashion is feasible. But still, because it's only one sort of entity, it's like, it still doesn't seem realistic. So what made you deep that fashion could be a path for you?
Because essentially it's still all a brand, innit? And you can, even though you have you're selling clothes and whatever, you can almost branch out into other things as well, depending on who the person is. And I just knew from that point, I kind of built a decent network. So I thought, why not? And two, obviously certain clothes, I'd rather just make it and wear it myself.
Mm.
So it's like, I'm just a walking brand. And then through that, I can now branch off to do other stuff in the future, innit? So that's literally like the main thing. And that's how it all stemmed from that. Then obviously down the line, when I started thinking to myself, yeah, let me do the fashion thing, I started to fall in love with it more, research a bit more, look at different things, look at different styles, and then things slowly started to transition, like change a little bit. But even still to now, I'm still learning, I'm still trying to see different things in that, because like my first 3 years, obviously sorry to skip it, but yeah, my first 3 years, I pretty much winged it. You get what I'm trying to say? I pretty much winged the business. I wouldn't say I started a brand and yeah, I'm gonna plan it, sit down and plan it. You know, like loads of people start businesses and some people take 2 years to plan. I just come up with the idea the next month and shouting someone that I know that does the printing thing. Just went straight with it. I just went with my eyes closed straight in. So yeah, I didn't really plan it too much. I just did it.
Where do you think that ability kind of comes from? Because to wing something that can garner that much attention, because remember, obviously, when I was introducing you, I said, yo, I was seeing Gone Club with all the different colours and you had traction, like you were really doing your thing, especially from West as well. You were one of the few brands that we kind of had at that time.
Yeah.
So how do you think you were able to build something like that without putting effort? Of course you put effort, but without putting that much thought into it.
I feel like at the time, obviously, one, I have a network. Two, obviously, I was in a public relationship. That kind of helped sell the brand a bit more easy, because it's like, when you look back then, a couple brand looks cool. Not that many people are really doing it. There might have been couples, but there wasn't that many people that was in a couple and have a brand, right? And the tracksuits and that look cool. If I'm posting on Instagram and it's getting 100,000 views on a post, like,
Back then as well.
that's what I'm saying. So like, things are just growing. Things are just selling without even me having to. I didn't even do no ads or nothing like that. It's just sales. That's it. It was just posting on Instagram. I never paid no influencer to wear my stuff. That's just through connects. So like, that's why I always say like networking is so important, because those are the things that money can't buy. Like, that's one thing I always stood by. Like, if I start any business, I need to make sure my network is correct, because people pull in favors, and then that will help build your business. So yeah.